Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial where we'll be creating a health system that you can use in Unity. You could also use this system for an XP bar or a progress bar. So here's what we're making in this video. It's just a simple health system that's hooked up to a health bar. We'll make it so you can deal damage, heal, and set its max health. Before we get started with any programming, we'll go ahead and make the UI for our health bar. So first, we'll create an empty game object under our canvas called health bar. In here, you can add any borders or images that you'd like, but for this tutorial, I'll just be adding two images. First one will be called background and it'll be black, and the other image will be called fill and I'll make this green. Just make sure to stretch out these to the size that you're liking and then set your anchors correctly. So our health bar game object will now need to add a slider component. This is what will control the scale of the fill image, giving the illusion of decreasing or increasing health. On this slider component, we'll go ahead and set interactable to false, transition to none, and navigation to none. We'll also add our fill image into the fill rect slot. Once that's been added, you'll notice that the fill image disappears and we get a few new fields on the slider component, one of these being the value. And if you drag this value slider to the left or the right, you see that our fill image gets bigger or smaller. Now we've got our UI set up, we can go ahead and make the script for our health bar. So first create a new script health bar and attach it to the health bar object. Then double click to open it in Visual Studio. In this script, we first need to say that we're using unityengine.ui so that we can make a reference to our slider. Now that we have that, we can make a private variable of type slider and just call it slider. We'll then get this reference in the await function by calling slider is equal to getComponentSlider. We can now create our two functions that we'll need. First will be a public void called setHealth, and we'll take an int value which we'll call _value. Now all we do in this function is type slider.value is equal to _value, and it's that easy. Now let's make a function for setting our max health. This will also be a public void called setMaxHealth, and it will take two parameters. The first one will be of type int, which we'll call _maxValue, and the second will be of type bool, called _matchHealth. Now in this function, we first want to set our max value for the slider. To do this, we simply type slider.maxValue is equal to _value. We also want to check if we need to match the current health to the same value. To do this, we'll type if _matchHealth set health to _maxValue. The last thing we need to do in here is create a public getter called getCurrentHealth, which will return a slider.value, and another public getter called getMaxHealth, which will return slider.maxValue. We've now got our health bar script working, but we need to make sure we call it somewhere. I'll show you the two ways you can do this, the second one being a little more advanced than the first. For the first method, we're going to open our player script. Don't worry if you don't have one of these, you can add it after you've created your main player controller class. I have a tutorial on how to create a player movement script linked in the cards. In here, we'll add a serialized field of type health bar called health bar. We'll also want to add a serialized int field called max health and a private int called current health. At the start of our player script, we'll first set the current health equal to the max health, as well as the health bar.set max health to max health and true. I did forget to do this step in the video, however I do go back and change it before playtesting. The first will be public void heal, which will take an int for how much we want to heal. We'll call this _heal amount. Then we want to call healthbar.setAmount, healthbar.getCurrentHealth plus _heal amount. Final thing we need to do in here is set current health is equal to healthbar.getCurrentHealth. I did forget to do this step in the video, however I do go back and change it before playtesting. We now want to repeat the same steps for creating our damage function. So public void damage, taking in an int called _damageAmount. We then type healthbar.setAmount, healthbar.getCurrentHealth minus _damageAmount, as well as current health is equal to healthbar.getCurrentHealth. And there we go. With these two public functions linked up to some buttons, we can now see that our health is increasing and decreasing as expected. So now let's move on to the more advanced method of adding this health. To do this, we're first going to create a new class called health. We'll also make sure it doesn't inherit from anything. Now in here we'll want to make three references, all private. The first will be of type health bar called health bar, the second will be an int called current health, and the third will also be an int called max health. We'll then need to make a constructor for this class by typing public health and then passing in some parameters. The parameters we'll pass in will be health bar _health bar, integer _current health, and integer _max health. In this constructor, we need to make sure that we're setting the variables correctly before anything else. So health bar is equal to underscore health bar, current health is equal to underscore current health, and max health is equal to underscore max health. We'll then make sure to call the health bar functions we need. So we'll type health bar.set max health to max health and false, and health bar.set current health to current health. If you would like, you can also make another variant of this constructor which will match the max and current health like I'm doing here. I also made another variant just as a quality of life feature. Once we have these, we can jump over to our player script and cut the two functions we made. We can then paste them in our health script. This will add a bit more security to your code, meaning you can only modify the health bar values via the health script, meaning if you have a bug, you know it has to be coming from a class that has a health script attached to it. It also improves the overall cleanliness of your code. Now we can add some events to this health system that the player can subscribe to and then listen to. So to do this, we first need to make sure we're using system. Then, at the top of our script, we'll make 3 events. It's fairly easy to do this. For example, the first one will be called when health reaches 0. So we type public event handler on health reaches 0. Then we'll go to our damage function, and at the bottom we'll make a check to see if the health is below 0. So we type if current health is less than or equal to 0, and then we'll call our event. To do this, we simply type on health reaches 0 question mark dot invoke this event args.empty. All the question mark operator does here is simply check if there is anything subscribed to this event, as calling it without anything subscribed to it would cause an error. And now, when our health reaches 0, the health system will send an alert to anything that's listening to this event. We'll do the same for our other 2 events, so let's make these. First will be public event handler on damage, and the second will be public event handler on heal. Now we'll go into the damage function and add on damage question mark dot invoke this event args.empty for our check for 0 health. We'll also go to our heal function and add on heal question mark dot invoke this event args.empty. With these events set up, we can now go to our player and allow the player to listen to them. So before we do anything, we'll want to create 3 new functions on here. We'll start with the on health reaches 0 event. So we'll just type void health underscore on health reaches 0. And now we need to pass in 2 parameters, an object which we'll call underscore sender, and a system.eventArgs which we'll call underscore e. Now in this function we can do anything we want to the player when the health reaches 0. For now, I'm just going to destroy the player. Now we'll make our other 2 functions to handle damaging and healing. So we'll type void health underscore on damaged, pass in an object underscore sender and a system.eventArgs underscore e. And I'll just debug.log damaged in damage. And we'll also do void health underscore on heal, pass in an object underscore sender, a system.eventArgs underscore e, and I'll just debug.log healed in here. Before we can see these working though, we do need to add a health object to our player and then subscribe to the events. First, we'll make sure to add a private variable to the player of type health called health. In the start function, we can set health equal to a new health object, passing in our parameters. So health is equal to new health. Now, I'll be using one of the constructors I made, which means I'll just need to pass in a health bar and a max health, as it will auto match the current health. So I'll just need to add the health bar and max health fields. And also remove the current health field from the player as it isn't needed. Also remember to remove the other health setup lines we added to the start method. Now we just need to subscribe to the events. To do this, we just type health.on health reaches 0 plus equals health underscore on health reaches 0. Then we do this for the rest of the events. So health.on damage plus equals health underscore on damaged, and health.on heal plus equals health underscore on heal. Now I'm just adding some simple key checks to test if the health is working by calling health.damage and health.heal from Q and E. And here it is working. We can see that if I press Q, the health bar moves down and we get a pop-up in the debug console saying damage, and the other way for pressing E. The last thing I want to add to this class is some protection against overhealing or overdamaging the player, just to avoid any bugs that may occur later on. To do this, we'll go back to the health class and into the heal function. So instead of just setting the health amount straight away, we'll create a new integer called new health in this function. We'll initialize new health with the value of current health plus underscore heal amount. Then we'll run a check to see if new health is greater than our max health. So if new health is greater than max health. And then we'll just set the new health to be equal to the max health. Then we'll make sure we set current health equal to the new health, and then call healthbar.setHealth current health. Same sort of thing goes for protection against overdamaging. So we go to our damage function, create a new int which is called new health, which is set to current health minus underscore damage amount, and then check to see if it's lower than 0. So if new health is less than 0, new health is equal to 0. Then we'll make sure that current health is being set to this new health value, and then call healthbar.setHealth current health. And that's it. We now have a fully working health system that you can expand on as much as you'd like. If you found this tutorial helpful, then make sure to like and subscribe for more. You can also join the LoTutorials Discord community if you have any questions you'd like answered by me or the community. Thanks for watching.